Hey, Shabbat Shalom, Saint. Shabbat Shalom. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. Give me a minute. I'm having some issues with this camera. Uh, Trying to do a little troubleshooting. I know it's only a couple of y'all in right now, which is all good. Give me a chance to work out the kinks. Let me see what's going on. Give me 1 second, y'all. Bam. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. All right. All right. Hey, Bayan Shakal. What's good, my brother? Keeping the prayers up for you, man. Hopefully you and the fam doing well. On the road to recovery. I know you said you was. All praises, man. Uh, Put a 7 in the chat, man. If I'm coming through, all right. Put a 7 in the chat for your brother, man. Let me make sure I'm good to go before we go full steam ahead and hot on these folks. If I'm coming in clear, give me a 7 in the chat. Somebody help your brother out. I'm watching. Don't worry. All I need is a little help. Give everybody a couple more minutes to kind of slide on in, man. I see YouTube is playing games again. I didn't even get notified myself that I was going live or that I had a scheduled programming happening. So I'm sure there's a lot of people that ain't got, notified as of yet. Hey, but who's up though? It's Friday Night Lights. I said I'm gonna come back a little hour early so the sleepyheads can kind of stay up with me tonight. Who's with me? All right. Hey, Shalom Manaf, what's good, sis? I was gonna make a comment on your reminder of your 36 years on Earth. You said about the old folks on your little young ass. Okay. Yeah, I was about to say, man, be quiet with your little young butt. All praises, man. Most are willing you make it through to see that 36. Out of Dogger Bar. What's good? Shalom family. Yeah, I know them notifications going on slow, man. Like I said, YouTube I didn't even get notifications on my own damn channel. Ain't that some stuff? Hey man, but it's part for the course. You already know what time it is. DSTM, don't shoot the messenger, number 73. 73. That's right. We're moving. I want to make sure I continually give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High for the opportunity to put this information out there, man, and for the brethren and the sister who appreciate the work and who always, keep your brother encouraged, man, and keep me on my toes to make sure that I continually put some food on the table for my family. Dig what I mean? So, I'm gonna give maybe about another 2 more minutes, man. Let me go and share this thing out here, cause relying on this tech, man. Sometimes don't always be reliant. Don't always be in my favor. It's- That's right. Most high willing youngster. Enjoy it while it lasts. Sooner or later, you're gonna be getting out the bed, making all kind of noises. Ooh, gotta get out the bed. You're gonna be reminded that you need to stretch a little more. Oh yeah, it's coming. It's coming. All praises. All right, man. Where we at? Where we at? Without further ado, it's time to get busy, man. Forget it. Whoever's in, who's ever riding with me, we riding. Strap on your seatbelts, man. Who's riding shotgun? Who's riding shotgun? Roll down the window. It might get hot in here. Okay. It might get a little steamy in here, man. Roll down the window. You got your selection of music ready to play? Cause we about to ride. Okay. Where we at? Where we gonna start at? Let me see. Hold up. We're gonna get right to the meat and potatoes. How about that? As they say. Give me 1 second. Let me pop this up. All right. All right. How's everybody doing? It's a Shabbat. We made it. Got through these got through these 6 days, right? And now we entering into our rest. All praises, man. I'm glad we all made it. Um Hopefully everybody's well on the Shabbat, man. Everybody made it through in these 6 days, man. I know it's been hell. I know it's been hell, man. A lot of brothers and sisters, man, been going through it within these past couple years, let alone a couple weeks or days. You know what I mean? The way time is flying, you never know. Hey, Shalom Shalom, what's up, Ike? Let's see here. It's time to get busy. No better time than the present. Hold on. Let me share this. We're gonna get right to the meat. All right. So Esau and the rest of the nations, Psalms 83, the whole Confederacy that's riding against us, have decided that they're gonna try to make a mockery of the prophecies of the Most High. They're gonna try to make a mockery of the continual DSTMs that I've been doing and other brothers and sisters that's been out there, monitoring the prophecies, monitoring the judgments of the Most High, monitoring how close we are to this World War III thing. They decided to come out with a little agreement, backdoor, fake peace treaty, where they say, hey, Russia, China, Britain, US, and France say no one can win from a nuclear war. Hey, let's take that word nuke off of the table, man. We're not talking nukes no more. You know the game. Hey, when he speaketh fair, believe him not. Never trust thine enemy. You understand? See, this is the type of games they playing. I've been talking about the yo-yo, the hamster wheel, the mental manipulation, and the games that they play. They'll spoon feed you a little bit, take the plate off the table and make you starve a little bit until you begging for more. Give you a little bit more until they rock you back to sleep. This right now is the time where they're trying to rock people back to sleep. There's so much uprisings going on in the world. There's so much quote unquote woke consciousness going on. There's so much happening within this whole vid situation that everybody's on alert. Everybody's watching, except for the zombie public who's sitting too busy popping pills and sipping lean and smoking weed and watching housewives and doing all the other folly. They got them already locked down. They're out of here. They're worried about those who are continually watching, monitoring, and looking at their lips and watching the forked tongues waggle every damn minute. They're trying to rock us back to sleep. Remember, even Yahweh Shah said that the days will be cut short, that even the elect will be deceived. Let's go there. Hold on. Let's go there. I gotta share my screen. Hold on. I'm tripping. Um, darn it. Thought I was sharing. Hold on. I have to share this way. All right. So Matthew 24:22. And it says, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. See, the judgments of the Most High is laying down. How this World War III thing's going to play out. If it did go down that way, no flesh would be saved. You're talking about all out nuclear war that would destroy everything and anyone. Any survivor. You know how long it takes for the radioactive ash and the what do you call them things, man? The pretty much like, man, the radioactive chemical, when it goes into the air, it takes thousands of years for that to even get out of the atmosphere, to get out of the ground, to replenish the earth, to even try to reinstitute agriculture. It would take hundreds of years to make that happen. So there is going to be a shortening up. There is going to be a stopgap that gets put in place so that what? Continuing the verse, it says, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So we're already seeing the things that's happening, because what are they trying to do? They're trying to rock everybody to sleep. They're trying to have us not believe that warfare isn't on the table. See, that's the slickness of the devil. They're trying to make it seem as though, oh, we're not talking war, we're talking peace now. No, it ain't about peace. Do you understand? They ain't talking peace, and they ain't saying that war is off the table. They're just saying the manner of war that they're going into, that they're going to be going into. Let me switch this back, because this thing, hold up, this thing look crazy. They're just talking about the manner of war, okay? So right now, they may not be ready to go all in on the nuclear warfare. They're second guessing, but they're not talking about that there won't be any war. They can't. That's the will of the Most High. The Most High prophesied that it's going to happen. He said his word won't come back void. So look, let's read this. Moscow, Washington, January 3rd. China, Russia, Britain, and the United States and France have agreed that a further spread of nuclear arms and a nuclear war should be avoided. See, they're saying it should be avoided. It didn't say will be avoided. Listen to the wording. According to a joint statement by the 5 nuclear powers published by the Kremlin on Monday, it said that the 5 countries, which are the permanent members of the United Nations Security Council, consider it their primary responsibility to avoid war between nuclear states and to reduce strategic risk, while aiming to work with all countries to create an atmosphere of security. See, that goes back to what was it, Captain America, Civil War, I believe it was, and Shield. They wanted to get them big ships up into the sky, armed with the weapons. They were going to be the security for the world. And if anybody went against them, they had the armament to take down any country, any rebellious movement, so forth and so on, right? If y'all remember, have you seen that movie? This is what they're trying to institute. These are the security nations of the world. Whatever they say goes, whatever technology they implement, whatever laws, mandates that they put into place, whoever comes against them are considered rebels, right? And they put the punishments down. So they're acknowledging that that's how they want this thing to work. Let's read on. Quote, we affirm that a nuclear war cannot be won and must never be fought. They're saying the obvious. You can't win. That's the obvious. If that was the case, man, and if you understood that from the jump, why are you even making these weapons? That's because the pride of the so-called white man, he believes that there will be a winner. He believes that it will be him. They also understand and know that them warring and blowing each other up will only bring the deliverance of the children of Israel. So they're saying, we can't win. We can't, hold on. That only means that the deliverance of the children of the Lord is going to be here, and we're all toast. We can't win that. So they saying we must never fight in that manner, but it's too late. The fervent heat of the Lord, that's already been pronounced. The arrows is already been announced. The bow of the Lord has already been strung back. Let's finish this up. The English language version of the statement read, quote, as nuclear use would have far reaching consequences, we also affirm that nuclear weapons, see, for as long as they continue to exist, look at this, should serve defensive purposes, deter aggression, and prevent war. So the first thing they said is, we're not getting rid of them. They're not saying we're going to go ahead and talk to me when they're talking about destroying these things. Talk to me when they're saying, you know what, we're going to go ahead and disarm all nations, Pakistan, Russia, China, France, Great Britain, U.S. Everybody surrendered their nukes. Everybody, let's go get this whole complete deactivation. Let's put them down to the bottoms of the depths of the sea. Everybody do it. Talk to me when you do that. Until then, I don't want to hear about this. Because the naysayers are sitting on the sideline saying, see, you Israelites be pumping fear. See, the Christians is out here sashaying and clicking their heels 3 times, thinking that they're going to get to the kingdom that way. Little Dorothy's, get the hell out of here with that. They're out here trying to act as if, oh, this is just pumping fear. You keep talking about nuclear war. That ain't going down. No, did you just see what they said? They're not talking about getting rid of them. They're just saying, hey, we're not ready to go there right now. But guess what? As long as we got them, we're only going to use them in defensive purposes. That means that somebody's got to be the aggressor. If you're saying all I'm going to use them for is defense, I won't use it for offense. No, that's a damn lie. Somebody's going to use it for offense. Then they said to deter aggression and prevent war. So they're either going to use them as threats or they're going to keep them to defend themselves. So that means that there's always going to be a threat of war. There's always going to be a threat of aggression. There's always going to be a threat that's preparing itself to the ultimate climax known as the third woe. Now, as long as this is existing, I don't want to hear about it. Let's go to Psalms, the 7th chapter. It says, oh, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end. See, that's how we know that this thing ain't turning back. It's just a small little bump in the road, a stopgap, if you will, that leads to the inevitable. Because why? The wickedness of the wicked must come to an end. And the white man knows no other way but war. And the Most High said, well, I'm a man of war. I'll oblige you with that. You're going to come to an end. Reading on, it says, but establish the just. See, the just have to be established. The righteous of the Lord have to be established. The elect have to be back in rulership. Reading on, it says, for the righteous, God trieth the hearts and reins. Verse 10, my defense is of the Most High, which saveth the upright in heart. The Most High judgeth the righteous, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day. So do you think because they're having little secret meetings and occultic practices behind closed doors and backdoor handshakes and winking of the eyes to each other, that the Most High is not upset with the wicked? You think that the Most High is saying, oh, well, I'm so proud of them that they finally decided to come to a nice little agreement and that, they're deciding not to kill each other with the nukes. You think the Most High is going to allow this wickedness to continue on? He's sitting back applauding, and the angels are out there in heaven, having a whole turn up party right now because the heathen nations have said, you know what? If we decide to go to war right now with these nukes, nobody will win, and we're not prepared for what's to come next. So let's slow down on that talk. But I'm not disarming. I'm not putting mines away. Are you? China says, hell no, I'm not putting mine away. Russia says, me either. U.S. says, hey, I'm always on the defense. I'm ready. That's the only thing that they're saying. Reading on, verse 12. It says, if he turn not, he will whet his sword. He hath bent his bow and made it ready. He hath also prepared for him the instruments of death. He ordaineth his arrows against the persecutors. So the Most High said it's already ordained. Those arrows, those missiles, it's already ordained. It's going down. It's just a matter of not when, not how, but when. The Most High said it's already been prepared. You know, the Edomites is out there talking about prepping, and Jake's out there prepping. The Most High said, I'm the top prepper. I've already prepped everything. The scales and the balances have been weighed. Everything is already laid out on the table. So don't fret, Israel. Don't go back to sleep neither. See, because the Negro that's lacking faith says, woo, woo, cool. I wasn't ready for it to go down either. I'm still trying to get my 401k up. I'm still, betting on Bitcoin. I just saved enough so I can get this down payment so I can invest in these two properties that I'm trying to rent out. That Negro that's still saying, "Hey, shalom," all right? But meanwhile, he's still trying to build up the kingdom of the damn heathen. He still got his life invested in, hoping that it ain't over yet. I'm still trying to come up, when something is on its way down. That makes no sense to me. That's an oxymoron. Yes, we know we need to survive. We need to do what we need to do to maintain. But remember, we're pilgrims in the earth. This isn't our rest. So when we see these particular things, we have to say, okay, this is just chess moves that they playing behind closed doors. Ain't nobody say that's never going to happen. We ain't heard about no international peace treaty where they're saying, hey, you know what? Nukes are outlawed and banned by all nations. We're going to line them up and destroy them in a remote area somewhere where it can never destroy anybody in life or what. We're not hearing that. So as long as you know that the wicked have these so-called weapons of mass destruction, know that they have an intention on using them at some point in time. But listen, check this out though. That ain't it. See, Matthew 24:38, it says, "For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark." So what was this meaning? Listen, white man is just talking about lullabying people back to sleep. I've been talking about it for a little while. It's been going on for years on end. He knows when he's in too deep. He knows when, things are starting to turn around and people are starting to wake up. People are calling him on his BS. We're starting to look for, and he's seeing the gathering. He's seeing the awakening of the children of Israel. He's seeing us repenting. He's seeing us trying. He's seeing the unification coming down, and he's saying, "Oh, shit, the niggas and the spics is getting it together. We're gonna have to, throw in. We're gonna have to throw a little monkey wrench in there and lullaby him back to sleep." Lord knows, Negro and Hispanic love they sleep. Oh, there's nothing better than a nice warm bed. Nothing better than that damn what's the name of the mattresses now? You can move up and change the temperature and everything else. You dig what I'm saying? They know how to rock us back to sleep. Nigga love his little nightcap. So they say, man, kid, give him something to sleep on. And now with that's all they do. So they throw out a little headline. They throw out them things, just when things at the top of the height. Everybody's ready for things to go down. And then they say, no, we had a talk. And at least we agreed that we're not going to use nukes this time. Okay, no problem. That doesn't mean you're not still going to war. That doesn't mean that you still don't have warfare on the brain. That doesn't mean that you still don't have hidden agendas and everything that's still going on. That still could lead to you breaking those agreements and jumping back in there and using them nukes. You got to. So, but in the meantime, everybody else is going back to sleep. That's why we can't do that. That's why we have Friday Night Lights. I want to see who's sleeping. See, for as in the days that were before the flood, they're eating and drinking. What's everybody out there doing right now? I mean, how many food bloggers are there on the internet making a living, stuffing their faces, making Instagram posts? How many people are out there photographing their damn meal that they ate last night, what restaurant they're at, with your mask on and everything else? I mean, listen, everybody's out there eating and drinking. Everybody's living the glorious life. Even though we're in a famine, even though that the food is contaminated, GMO'd out, and the whole damn nine, we don't care. People still out there eating and drinking, marrying and giving into marriage. I mean, there's so many damn dating apps I can count on both hands and toes. The spirit of lust, fornication is all out there. Swipe of the button, swipe left if you like me, like swipe right, whatever the hell else is going on. DMs is popping all over the damn place. Everybody's living it up. Ain't nobody worried about nothing. See, and that only will lead people to do even more. Now, when they see, oh, it looked like we was going into, it's over with. Oh, they ain't talking war like that no more. Okay, cool. Let's get back to life. That's what they're doing. Okay, that's what they're doing. Hey, out of die, you right on point. You right on point. Takes 401k. Hey man, you already see they already crashing and flip flopping with this whole damn market. They messing around with people's lives for real. We're gonna see it, but we'll talk a little bit about it later. We'll talk a little bit about it later. Let's move on. Now, this is how you know the white man is a damn devil, and the rest of his damn heathen counterparts that he's got under his thumb. If they ain't talking about this, is what I'm talking about the days of Noah. See, if they ain't talking about no nuclear destruction, if they're not talking about trying to get why the hell you think Elon Musk keep talking about we got to get up off the planet, we got to go move to Mars, we got to go try to get to another planet so that we can inhabitate it. Did I say that right? Talk to me about there ain't gonna be no damn nukes when they stop doing stuff like this. They know what time it is. They trying to rock us back to sleep. No, I'm not asleep. I'm woke. What about you? Noah's Ark, underground doomsday bunker on the moon could save humanity in apocalypse. Apocalypse? Who's talking out? Who's talking that language? That sounds biblical to me. Oh no, but the Sun Times, they talking about it just as if they reading the damn scriptures. And so are the elite. You see all of these elite internet businesses and all of that, man. These cats is all quitting their posts, bailing out, running over to New Zealand, running out, buying up little islands in Belize and all kind of madness because they're trying to escape. And that's the arrogancy of the so-called white man. He wants to leave the trash for us. He's figuring, oh, you niggas want the earth back? You can have it after I finish destroying it. Yeah, you won't be able to plant seed. You won't be able to get the nutrients and the minerals of it after I'm done with it. Oh yeah, the earth, the atmosphere is all jacked up now. I sprayed enough chemicals in the air. You can have it. Oh, the water's all jacked up. Yeah, you can have it. They just had another damn sewage spill out here in California. They had to shut down as part of the beaches in Long Beach. I mean, this man is a destroyer. So he sits back and tries to figure out you can have the scraps and I'm flying off. I just seen the damn video with Captain Kirk from Star Trek. He was out there whining and crying. I think UZL somebody. Yeah, I think it was UZL. He sent me that video. He went up there, supposedly went up to the stars. He didn't go nowhere, man. Damn bastard probably barely made it to the damn firmament and just looked down and looked like he was so damn far. He's tearing up crying, thanking Jeff Bezos from Amazon. The Negro, Michael Strahan, he supposedly got on the plane. They're hyping up and giving up the hope that there's a way to escape. See, when you see them little headlines and they talking about we ain't talking about nukes no more, but meanwhile they're over here trying to make plans for a doomsday nuclear Noah's Ark bunker, and they telling you no, everything's fine. Don't worry, we're working it out. We're on peaceful terms here. No, you're not getting me that way. So let's look at this. Noah's Ark, underground doomsday bunker on the moon, could save humanity in apocalypse. A storage unit on the moon could work as a global insurance policy, says Professor Jekin Thangan, who believes 250 rocket launches are needed to complete the project. See, they got the little preservation analysis laboratory. So they got the lab over here. They got a cryopreservation module where they can freeze eggs and people and everything else. Elevator shafts, all the cryogenic modules over here. Goods elevator shaft where they're going to keep the vaults for the seed banks and everything else. China got a seed bank. They're stashing up on gold and everything else. The damn elite and the heathen, they're out here making preparations for knowing what's going down. and they're trying to take everybody else to sleep and saying that nothing's happening here. So, a solar power bunker on the moon has been designed to protect the human race in the event of an apocalypse. They ain't worried about the human race. They worried about themselves. Please, it's not going to be everybody get on board and let's go. You seen 2012? Y'all remember that movie 2012? Where they had the little lottery, and I think they had maybe 500 people or something like that. You know, all of those doomsday movies. Just the last one. What was the one from Netflix? Don't Look Down, or was it Don't Look Up? I think it was Don't Look Up. Yeah, it's Don't Look Up because of the meteor coming. You know, small little lottery. The elect is only gonna make it out of here. See how they try to flip the script? But you notice in that movie too, even when they thought they was gonna escape, Most High had something waiting for him, didn't he? Am I spoiling it? Am I spoiling it for somebody? Oops. Oops. My bad. A little too hype, huh? If you ain't seen it, check it out. Don't Look Up. Good little Netflix movie, right? But this is always the scenario. They always got a little small little remnant that they're gonna try to get up out of here. And they're talking about it's for the human race because they think that they'll be the progenitors of the human race. So if we can only leave, if we can only take, you know, the elite, pretty much all the Edomites, the next human race would be all white. Wouldn't they love that? Wouldn't they love to do that? They can finally get rid of you niggas. Not this time. All right, let's finish this up. In the draft, scientists have allocated underground storage compartments in space to contain seeds, sperm, and ovaries. See, that's what the cryopreservation modules is for. The construction, which has been likened to a modern day Noah's Ark, is Professor Jakan Thanga's idea of a global insurance policy. According to Professor Thanga, the moon's cool conditions make it the perfect outpost to keep safe materials for reproduction, both humans and vegetation. A doomsday vault already holds hundreds of thousands of seed samples at the Svalbard seed bank in Norway, but Thanga believes it is too risky to store them on the earth. Let's move on. See what I'm saying? They out here talking about, oh, we're making it seem as though war is off the table. Meanwhile, Taiwan is out there simulating urban warfare. They getting ready for war with China. They're not sleeping. They're not the ones being rocked to sleep. Look, Taiwanese troops and armored vehicles were deployed Thursday for a mock urban street battle in the latest drill preparing forces against China, which has long vowed to take the island. Democratic Taiwan lives under constant threat of an invasion by authoritarian China, which claims the self-ruled island as part of the territory to be seized one day by force if necessary. That's why they're not getting rid of them nukes. Beijing has ramped up military drills and diplomatic pressure on Taiwan since President Tsai Ing-wen came to power in 2016 as she regards the island as a sovereign nation. On Thursday, soldiers from two platoons faced off in a simulated battle, firing at each other from houses and sandbag barricades as tanks rode down a street in a mock-up town complete with signs for pharmacies and beer brands. Now, you trying to tell me that you know, war is off the table? You trying to tell me I'm supposed to go back to sleep after you just got to telling me this? I just see that no, Taiwan ain't dropped their guard. You're talking about an apocalypse is still coming. We need to get up off the planet. Why? Because just what they said, we won't survive if we go. We when these nukes get to launching off, nobody's gonna win. Now somebody's gonna win. How was shot the angels, the Most High, and the remnant of the children of Israel is gonna win. That's who's gonna win. Okay. Let's let me look at the scripture. I want to get to a. Before we move on, I want to look at this. We're gonna go to the Apocrypha in Second Ezra 15. We're gonna go through this chapter a little bit. Okay. Let me move this down some. All right. So And reading this, 2 Ezra 15:1, it says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy." Do you understand? This word is exclusive. It's selfish. It's not for everybody. It's always been directed to the people of the Lord. All right. Speak thou the words of the speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. So, who says that the children of Israel didn't have written documentation? Who said we didn't have papyri? Yeah, we did. The so-called white man take it, took it, destroyed it. We see it in the history of the Maccabees in the first Ezra. I mean, Salakia, first Maccabees, the first chapter, where they burned all the books of the Bible, burned all of our papyri, trying to get rid of everything. But the Most High always had a preservation for us. So that's just another side note. But anyway. Verse 3, fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. So even though we know our backs is against the wall, we're facing hell, we're facing the mandates, we're facing all kind of madness that's going on, unjust laws, we're facing just complete idiocracy that's happening in the earth. Nothing is making sense right now. We're trying to piece everything together and saying, why would you do that? Why, that doesn't make sense. Why are you do? Nothing is going to make sense in this twilight zone that we're in right now. But the Most High said, don't fear those imaginations that's coming against us. We know he's got all different kind of plans. Not the FEMA camps. We know about all of the bondage, the torture, delivering us up in, unto death, so forth and so on. We know about all of those things. Yahweh Shai even forewarned us about it in Luke the 21st chapter. So we already understand. Verse 4. It says, "For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness." That's the whole key. We have to remain faithful. We have to believe. You got to be fully invested in this faith and in this truth. You can't waver. You can't sit back and be pulling a Lot's wife, looking back at Sodom and Gomorrah saying, what did I miss out on? That's out of here. You too deep in the game. We too deep in the game. So again, 10 toes down. Make your feet like concrete. We got to be locked into this thing. Otherwise, we are going to die in our unfaithfulness. And I'm including myself. I try to as much because I'm not exempt. I ain't made it yet. I'm trying just as like everybody else. Verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. We're going to see all of that as we continue on this evening. The plagues is already out. They ain't turning back. They're not coming back void. Verse 6. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the earth. Can we agree on that? Can we agree on that? Wickedness hath polluted the earth. I mean, unclean foods and meats are glorified while the cleanliness of the Most High is shaded upon. You can't go outside. You got to fight to be able to wear your fringes at work and so forth and so on. All manners of righteousness. They're trying to defend the Bible. They've already vandalized the true depictions of our people. They distorted history, the whole nine. The trannies and the sodomites is out here running the show on everything. Wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the earth. Lies, fornication, adultery, everything. That's all at the tip of everybody's tongue. Wickedness is out here polluting the whole earth, and the hurtful works are fulfilled. So we're seeing all of the works of wickedness being fulfilled on a regular. As we're constantly in our closet praying to the Most High, saying, why, when, and how is this going to stop, Father? How much longer do we need to endure this foolishness? Verse 7. Therefore, saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. They're not apologetic for it. I mean, you seen the story I did last week? The TikTok app, over 20 million times a damn tranny surgery is being viewed and it's being catered towards children. They're profanely committing it. They ain't hiding it. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. Hello, that's you, that's me, that's us, all of us. From our souls, we're complaining continually. I don't think there's a day that you don't go by that you sit back and say, damn, I don't care if it's the gas prices. I don't care if it's a loaf of bread price that you just seen. Something made you vex and say, God dang. You rolling by, you see the police pull over a brother because he got who knows what happened. He's getting harassed. You seeing sisters, slide up and down poles, doing tricks like damn circus animals, getting money thrown at them. And you saying that why? When are they gonna get it? That ain't it. The precious daughters of Zion out there wilding out. The men of the Lord is out here high and moving around like zombies, shooting and killing each other on the regular. Most I said the innocent, we complaining continually. Verse 9, and therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them. So it doesn't matter. Esau can talk about in Moab. Oh, let's put up the nukes for now. That's not the way to go, guys. Man, the hell with that. The Most I said, we're going to be avenged. By hook or by crook. Reading on, it says, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Oh, somebody's got to pay for all the innocent blood. 100 million from the Middle Passage alone. Over 70 million North American Indians. Back in the 20s and 30s of millions, South Central America and the Caribbean islands. We're not even talking about those that were still killed, slaughtered, and brought through the trenches of the Inquisition. Portugal, Spain, West Africa, you name it. I mean, there's a lot of blood on these people's hands. And the Most High said, I'm going to get it all. Don't worry. Verse 10. Behold, my people is led as flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them to dwell in the land of Egypt. So the Most High said, this ain't our final resting place. We won't be dwelling here forever. We're going to be delivered. Verse 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before and will destroy all the land thereof. So you see America. America done got hit with Ebola, swine flu, bird flu, the vid, you name it. All of the variants, the Delta, the Gamma, the IHU, listen. This place is the STDs is at an all-time high right now. All the plagues is here. Reading on. Verse 12. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and the punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. See, America's got a lot of hell to pay. That's why we're seeing the deterioration of their democracy. We're seeing the deterioration of the Pharaoh in charge right now, slow Biden. I mean, he's the perfect example of the downfall of America. Look at how his cognitive abilities is failing him. He's weak and frail. He's falling asleep all over the damn place. He's falling upstairs. Do you understand? He can't, have a damn press conference without sounding all phlegmy and coughing every damn minute, trying to tell you about being safe and wearing a mask and getting poked in the arm. And meanwhile, he looked like he's sick as hell. Come on. Verse 13. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail and Salakia with a fearful constellation. So now we're even seeing here on the earth, the farmers are suffering. Famine is on the way. They're out here trying to create the GMO strands. They've already been doing it for years on end. They got the glyphosates going on with the damn weed killers. I mean, everything is all jacked up. Verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. That's why we got to make a separation from the world. Because the Most High said, man, this world is in trouble. Peril. Destructiveness. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. You want to be a part of the world? You want to stay locked into this madness? Go ahead. Guess what's coming for you? Verse 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another people, and swords in their hands. So, clearly, 2 Ezra 9, we've read it a multiple of times about earthquakes and uproars of the people. I mean, we're going to see it in a hot second. Sword and destruction draweth nigh. One people standing up against, fighting against another people. You're going to see civil war, race wars. You're going to see um, um, acts of civil unrest all over the world. I mean, we're seeing it now. Multiple countries all throughout the world are in unison fulfilling this particular prophecy. Okay. Verse 16, for there shall be sedition amongst men. What's sedition? Maybe we need to look that up. Sometimes our people don't know. Look at this. Real quick. Sedition. Conduct or language inciting rebellion against the authority of a state. Uh, are we not seeing that? A factious commotion in a state, the stirring up of such a commotion, incitement of discontent against government and disturbance of public tranquility. How many people are upset about these mandates? How many people are out there fighting and protesting and marching? How many people are going against the regimes of their particular governments? From America to Canada to Germany to Kazakhstan to China to um, Norway. I mean, the list goes on and on. Australia. How many people are discontent against their government? As by inflammatory speeches or writings or acts or language tending to breach of public order. Well, when Slow Biden said, this is a pandemic of the unjabbed, get vaccinated. Hey, folks, don't worry. If you get poked, you're not going to get sick. You're not going to go to the hospital. Oh, elect me. I'm going to get rid of all your student debt. We're going to start by giving everybody $10,000 against their debt. Oops. Guess what? That's off the table. And I never gave you the $10,000. So what? I'm a liar. Come February, I want my money back. And then what's he do? Oh, February's too soon. We just got the okra in the air. I'll give you till May, niggas. But I want my money. How many times we heard these speeches and these writings, and you sitting back looking at him on screen, you saying, you lying son of a. Hey, come on, man. Remember all of those things? He told the HBCUs, the historical black colleges, hey, I got 40 some odd $million for y'all. Don't worry. Then comes back and says, actually, I only got 1.7, and you niggas is gonna have to fight over it. Sorry, I lied. Hey, what you expect? Come on, man. I'm the devil. That's sedition. To stir up a sedition, a speech, or a pamphlet abounding in sedition. Bottom line, conduct or language inciting rebellion against the authority of the state. People are tired of being canceled, speaking out against all these social media platforms that's out here, destroying everybody's rights and freedom of speeches and so forth and so on. Twitter's is being canceled, YouTube's being canceled, Instagram's being canceled. You see it here. All right. So, sedition among men and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, or in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. So, are we not seeing vax pass restrictions? People can't go into particular countries. They're banning flights. Listen, people from America are considered red listed. You can't fly to Israel. So the Revelation 209 fake curly Q head people, you can't go back to your so-called home. You're not allowed. You can't go to certain cities. I mean, territorial places, gangbang and so forth. LA, Chicago, New York, all over the place. But we can't go. You can't go to certain neighborhoods if you wanted to. Especially out here now, it's so turned up. These little jakes is out here wilding out. It's damn near like the 80s again and the 90s. You can't just go wherever you want to go. Let alone we're seeing governmental restrictions and mandates that's making it possible like that. Didn't Frankenstein Fauci just put out there and said, hey, we need to start considering people need to be fully jabbed for domestic travel. First they said international, or you need to have a negative test, or you need to be fully poked. depending on where you're going. Now they're scaling that back, and they're even saying if you want to fly from here to California to Las Vegas, that's a domestic flight that takes about an hour and a half, maybe less than that. And they're telling you, you got to get poked to do it. You won't be able to. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Verse 19. A man shall have no pity on his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So, anybody that's out there prepping, you better watch what you're telling your neighbors. Because guess what? Jim Bob next door and Keisha down the street, they coming for your damn food, water, and whatever else you got. While you've been talking, telling them for the last 5 years, hey, y'all better get prepping. Look what I got. Hey, I got my stuff stocked up. I'm ready. And they say, oh, really? Yeah, okay. Yeah, you got it going on. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm going to start getting my. When it hits the fan, they know where to come. They said there's no pity on their neighbor. It don't matter how long Jim Bob, you've been living next door. You grew up with Jim Bob seeing you grow up. 25 years, 30 years. You grew up in grandmama's house. Grandmama been living there for the last 70 years. Jim Bob, his family, y'all all grew up together. Guess what? Most I said that's over with. And people are hungry. People are desperate. Relationships, all that ain't gonna matter. He said it. They're gonna destroy houses with the sword, spoil goods because of lack of bread and great tribulation. Okay, let's get back to the PowerPoint. We're gonna see all this playing out. Okay, hold on. I gotta block this little bot. They're trying to creep up in here again. Is there any more in here? Any more in here? Who else is in there? Any more bots? Yep, that's right, Manav. January 6th, that was complete edition. Now you seeing them, they were trying to revisit it. You know, they back blaming Trump again. See, that's why, again, sedition, listening to Slow Biden and them. This thing was over a year ago. Trump's been gone. They still trying to get his subpoena, his tax record. They trying to get him. They trying to ban him from, re-electing him, or trying to go for re-election, or running for the 24 or whatever 2024 presidency. But that's the whole damn tactic. It's like that's played out. You got to start answering for what you doing right now. But they need the bad guy. They need the boogeyman. Oh yeah, it was Trump's fault. January 6th, man, that shit is over with. He's gone. Now you got to start dealing with this stuff. Now they say, oh, January 6th might happen again. The people are out of control. Yeah, guess what? Thus saith the Lord, they are going to be out of control. He already said it. Let's go. All right, so warfare is there. Let's see what else is happening. Look, violence flares at pandemic protests in Germany. Sedition among men. Uproars of the people. Violence is happening. Not regarding the prince's or the king's power. Everybody's working, and they're going to be working at. Here I am over here messing the dang scripture up. We just read it. The power of their own mind is going to stand in their hands. The course of their actions shall stand in their power, I should say. So, what's happening in Germany? Police in Germany have reported sporadic violence at demonstrations against the country's pandemic restrictions, with one protester in the eastern town of Liechtenstein biting an officer and another attempting to steal a service weapon. Tens of thousands of people in total took to the streets in scores of German towns and cities for weekly marches that organizers have labeled strolls in attempt to bypass restrictions on public gatherings. Counter protests were also held in towns such as Rostock and Trier and DEPA, the DPA news agency reported. So we're seeing this is all happening and playing out. Let's see some more. Kazakhstan, president gives security forces order to shoot to kill without warning. That's the level of where they're going at it in Kazakhstan, which is a break off from the Soviet Union. They all remember, I've talked about it before. The Soviet Union all got broken up like in early, I want to say the late 90s, early 2000s. Soviet Union was one big conglomerate state or one big conglomerate unit. They had to split all these different nations, all these old little different independent borderlines was cut, new territories was founded, and they're all claiming their independence. That's what's happening right now in the Ukraine. And Russia's like, you was part of the union. You get back over here because uh, the Ukraine is trying to join the EU. And Russia's like, hell no. If we got to go over there and take back the border, we're not doing that. So Kazakhstan, they're having their own uprising. And the president said, shoot to kill without warning. They're not playing over there. Can you imagine? Imagine people are out here protesting. BLM and all of them was running around here in these streets, protesting, tearing down the statues, busting out windows, doing all that. And Slow Biden said, man, shoot without warning, shoot to kill. Man, BLM would not exist. Them damn dykes and them Negroes would be hiding under damn rocks somewhere. Let's read this. So, Kazakhstan's president gives security forces order to shoot to kill without warning. Leaders called on a Russia-led security alliance to help after days of anti-government protests. Sedition. Kazakh President Kasim Jomart Tokayev said he had ordered the police and army to shoot without warning and signaled a broader crackdown against opponents as his security forces, backed by Russian troops, moved to restore control after days of unrest triggered by a fuel price increase. Do you see that? They fighting over fuel. Why is that happening? Because remember, the sanctions that America laid down is making it harder for them to get resources for gas. That's another story, though. If y'all remember the DSTM I did a couple weeks ago, I showed you all of the gas prices that's going on in Europe and how that's affected because of the sanctions going on with Russia, because Russia supplies, the oil to a lot of European countries. And the countries that's been cut off that can't network like that, Saudi Arabia, Venezuela, man, them guys got gas for like 11 cents a gallon. But the UK and all of them, they up to $6, $6+ $7. So they're over there fighting over gas, and people is dying in the streets. And they was even saying that some of the police were getting beheaded over there. And that's when the president said, well, if they playing like that, shoot to kill. Let's read this. He said his government had largely restored order and told a meeting of security chiefs Friday that he had called a counterterrorism operation would Friday that what he called a counterterrorism operation would continue, quote, until the full liquidation of the militants, who he said were still using weapons. Law enforcement agencies and the army were given an order by me to shoot at terrorists to kill without warning, he said, following the arrival of Russian troops to support his government. Interesting that they said that, right? They're calling them terrorists. Well, Ted Cruz, he was just Ted Cruz was just on what's the name of that Edomite show? He was just on one of these little Edomite talk shows, right? And they were reflecting on him talking about the January 6th incident, and he was saying that all them Edomites was terrorists. And what did they do? Remember that Edomite? She got shot. She got put to death. See how the same things kind of play out. So because the average Joe Schmo American is over here eating his Happy Meal and sucking down a chocolate shake and playing this video game, he figuring that ain't gonna happen here. That can't happen here. That's crazy what they're doing over there. Hey, it's already happened. Just hasn't happened on a large scale, and it's going to continue on happening. Sedition among men is already prophesied. It's already going out. It's only going to continue and get worse. Let's continue on. Oh, Say it ain't so. This is an opinion piece out of Yahoo News, Market Watch. Civil war in the United States is far more likely than you think. You want me to read that again? Or are you reading along with me? Let me know. Because as far as I remember, didn't we just read one people shall stand up and fight against another people? Civil war in the United States is far more likely than you think. In fact, it may have already begun. America's heavily armed far right extremists fit the mold of those who started insurrections in other countries. See how they make you mention that? They're fitting the mold of those who are already starting insurrections in other countries. So, what we're seeing in Kazakhstan, they're saying, oh, they got that going on right here. Oh, what we're seeing over there in Germany, oh, it's going on already here. France, all of that, it's the same thing. Okay. When I was reading my first book, A History of the White House and the Presidency, I came across a quote from John Adams. Quote, remember, he wrote in December 1814, democracy never lasts long. It soon wastes, exhausts, and murders itself. There never was a democracy yet that did not commit suicide. Take note of that. John Adams, he basically is letting it be known nothing lasts forever. Even the country known as America that's been founded for the last 246 years, all good things must come to an end. Listen to your ancestors, John Adams. He said democracy eventually they're gonna commit suicide. That's why we sit back and we watch and we allow and spectate at a January 6th. That's why we love to see Esau, fighting against Esau, Satan casting out Satan. Love it. Because they're essentially committing suicide. Reading on it says, in the 207 years since we came close to proving our second president right, the United States barely survived a terrible civil war in the 1860s when 2.5% of the population was killed, the equivalent to losing about 8.225 million Americans today. I've thought about it that a lot in the past year, and on this first anniversary of the attack on the U.S. Capitol, the proud citadel of our democracy, the question hangs uneasily in the air. Is a civil war really possible? One of America's most preeminent scholars on Civil War and how they begin offers this blunt answer. Yes. In fact, we're closer to one in our country than most Americans think or are willing to believe. That's the thing, willing to believe. See, the Edomites tracking. They're looking at history. They're understanding and seeing how things are going to play out. They know what time it is. It's our people thumb up their butt and sitting back too high to try to figure out really what's going on the earth instead of just saying, man, things is crazy, man. Yeah, pass the blunt, nigga. No, you better start waking up and realizing really what's going on. They're talking about, hey, civil war is inevitable. Inevitable. And the Most High said it first. Okay, let's continue. What is the new IHU variant found in France? Well, we've seen that on Hump Day. They're talking about the new variant. I teased y'all with the Florona. Hopefully that's still safe to say before they start running around canceling you for saying that. We're going to figure out a name for Florona. I'm going to think about that one. So this is the new variant. Remember, it's not going nowhere. I told you last Wednesday, the Dutch was talking about, we'll have it. We'll be back to normal in 2 months. We got a grip on the okra, Omarion, whichever you prefer. Right? What is the new IHU variant found in France? It was found to have infected 12 people living in the area near Marseilles, a port city in southern France. The first case was found in the vaccinated. Oh, in the what, man? Did I read that right? The first case was found in a jab man who returned to France from a trip to the Cameroon in Africa. Wasn't the first case of the okra here in San Francisco from a jab man? Oh, oh. Interesting. Interesting. Well, let's finish this. Respiratory samples later collected from 7 other SARS-CoV-2 positive patients living in the same geographical area exhibited the same combination of mutations. They were 2 adults and 5 children. Additional respiratory samples collected from 4 other SARS-V2 Positive patients were later also identified as containing the IHU variant. Health officials found that IHU has 46 mutations. See, that is even more mutations than that were found than the okra. Oh, so now they're acknowledging, hey, this can mutate greater than the okra, and they're telling you how fast the okra spreading. Meanwhile, the okra is damn near like having the flu. What's new? I mean, how many people before this last couple of years will get sick during this time, drink that Theraflu, pop their black seed oil and whatever else you're taking, golden seal and echinacea and elderberry and NyQuil and cough drop. Whatever. I mean, listen, those things was already happening, but now they got names. And this one has 46 mutations. That's why I said during Hebrew Hump Day, hey man, when the okra plays out, they got 46 other things lined up, ready to rock. Just in case you start getting bold, just in case you start feeling a little faithful, we got something to make you scared again and get you back in the house and mask and glove up and washing your hands. I mean, that was so maddening to me. I said, who's not washing their hands? They said, we kept saying, hey, when this thing first hit, make sure you wash your hands for 20 seconds. And I'm saying, who are they talking to? Like, who's not washing their hands? Oh, well, clearly, the heathen, man, they don't be washing their hands. Hey, I thought about Florence too, Alan Dodd. It was close. It was close. Naphtali, shalom, shalom, Shabbat shalom. Listen, the whole new variant is here. 46 waiting on deck. All right, so just in case anybody's thinking, oh, we're almost there. Okra's gonna give us herd immunity. We'll be able to fight it off. We're almost there. No, 46 is waiting. Just like the Most High said, when he speaketh fair, believe him not, because there's 7 abominations in his heart. Clearly, we see what's happening. Let's move on. Notice the headline. What is the new IHU variant? What is fluorone? You see how they play? What is? What is? That makes you people scratching their head. What is it? What is it? Oh, what is that? So they give you the same damn headlines. Just letting it be known. There's more. There's more. What is flurona? A vid and influenza. Co-infections reported as the okra surges. So now they've managed to create this whole cocktail. Half flu, half Rona. You know, how do you know which one you got? How do you know it's what makes it a combination? I mean, the last time I checked, the vid had all of the same symptoms as the flu. You know what? See, here we go. I'm talking. Let's look at it. What are the symptoms of the vid? Let's see. What's the CDC say? Okay, hold on. What's the CDC say? You got this thing. What should you be looking for? Okay. So, do me a favor, y'all. If you've ever been sick, had the flu, bronchitis, anything like that, let me know if you had these same symptoms. Put a 7 in the chat, whatever. Before they threw these letters out there and this number out there. Let's see. Because now they got the flu Rona, right? Combination of the flu and the Rona. My thing is, what makes a difference? Well, let's see. Fever or chills. I've experienced that. Most of the while to the most high. Uh, I haven't been and rarely been ill in a very long time. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, and I continually pray that I stay in quality of health, and all of y'all do. I pray for all of y'all, all my people, right? But I've experienced sickness before, flu, all of that, right? Fever or chills, that's common. Cough, common. Shortness of breath or difficulty breathing, that all depends. Coming up, I had asthma. When I got sick, that would happen to me. Shortness of breath or difficulty breathing. My son got light asthma. Only time it really bothers him is if he's sick or he's done something too exhaustive, then it might kick in. So let's say your pre-existing condition could cause that, but let's just say, okay, maybe not. Normal flu doesn't cause that. No problem. Fatigue, I I can't tell. Muscle or body aches, headache. This is the only thing. Loss of taste or smell. But even then, when you're all stuffed up and your taste buds is all jacked up, when you've had a severe flu, I've experienced that where you can't taste stuff. Everything, nothing tastes the same. Sore throat, congestion, runny nose, nausea, or vomiting diarrhea. I mean, I don't see anything here that's extreme that would cause you to say, "Hey, I got this," as opposed to I got an influenza. Do y'all? I mean, let me know. Am I tripping? Are you buying the Flurona narrative? Do you concerned that this new mixture, along with the IH, whatever they talking about, is on the loose? Okay, maybe I'm tripping. So let's finish this up. Doctors have long been concerned about the potential impact of a twindemic, and you know why? Because people keep on talking about what happened to the flu. Where's the flu? All they keep talking about is the Rona. The flu somehow disappeared, and they say, "Oh, you missed the flu? Okay, well, listen, we'll find some way to mix that into the narrative. It's still here. You can still catch it. It ain't go nowhere. We just gave it a new name." Doctors have long been concerned about the potential impact of the twindemic, with influenza cases rising as vid cases threaten to overwhelm hospitals, and called on people to get flu jabs and vid jabs. Oh, they want you to get both now. Well, hold on. I need 3 for the vid, and I need my flu shot. Wait a minute. So people have already been getting 4 pokes. Well, y'all forgot about the flu jab, huh? See how slick the so-called white man is? He's already on 4. Now the Rona, flu Rona, that is going to cause that 4th jab. So get your flu jabs, get your vid jabs. On the other hand, flurona refers to when one person has both respiratory infections at the same time, which health officials say is a possibility as cases of the highly contagious okra variant of the vid surged this winter across the world. Hmm, let's look on. Oh, here we go. The next big vid variant could be a triple whammy nightmare. Oh, they just won't stop. They just won't stop. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying people aren't getting sick. This ain't going on. The question is look at the bots. As soon as we get talking about the vid heavy, they want to come in. Look at these nosy damn demons. Satan on the move. We ain't stopping though. Train keeps moving. Here we go. The next big vid variant could be a triple whammy nightmare. Even as daily new vid cases set all-time records and hospitals fill up, epidemiologists have arrived at perhaps surprising consensus. Yes, the latest Okra variant of the novel vid virus is bad, but it could have been a lot worse. Even as cases have surged, deaths haven't. Yep, deaths haven't. All right. At least not to the same degree. Okra is highly transmissible, but generally not as severe as some older variants. Quote, lineages is the scientific term. We got lucky, but that like luck might not hold. Many of the same epidemiologists who have breathed a sigh of relief over Okra's relatively low death rate are anticipating that the next lineage might be worse. So they're already telling you, be prepared. Something is coming around the corner. Okra didn't do it, but we got this one. Oh, you still you what? Oh, we got this one too. Don't worry. The clip stays full. They're gonna keep shooting. Look, as this is going on, look what it's done to China. I told you all about the lockdown over there. 13 million locked down. They letting one person out a day, and no, one person out every 2 days. And look what they're doing now. I'm starving to death. Panic in China as millions forced inside in strict vid lockdown. Did you hear that? That's the extremities of where they're trying to push this whole thing. See, you look at the subservient countries like China, Australia, Canada, the UK, the ones who's bowing down, the ones who, don't get me wrong, the UK, they out there trying to march and picket as best they can, but they ain't stopping nothing. You understand? The Gooks over there, the Moab, they don't give a damn. That's why I say one person out every 2 days, supply chains is down, food's down, famine's on the loose. So by the time it's your turn to go outside to go get something to eat, good luck on finding something in them shelves. And the government ain't handing out no rations yet. So they starving to death over there. 13 million of them. And you say, oh, there's no famine going on? Huh? Excuse me? Residents in the lockdown city of Xi'an have claimed they risk starvation as they contend with China's zero vid policy. Did you hear? They got a policy that they want no cases. But as long as they keep rolling out these variants, man, they're going to continually be up out of here. The city, which, reading this article, said the city, which is home to the famous terracotta warriors, is the center of the largest corona. Oops, got me to say it. Let me try that again. Center of the largest vid outbreak in China since the original epicenter in Wuhan. The final week of 2021 saw China's case number climb to the highest point since March 2020, when many countries across the world plunged into lockdowns. This approach is one of Xi'an is seeing once again as its 13 million inhabitants went into a strict lockdown nearly a fortnight ago. However, residents in the city say they are now at risk of starving within the confines of their own homes, as venturing outside to buy food is now a distant prospect. No, I'm not going to tell brothers and sisters. No, don't listen to me. Don't make sure that you got some food and water on deck, man. Make sure you got a little extra, because you never know when you may need it. It may not even cause this. You could be snowed in. You could be stormed in. You could be. I know down south they had tornado warnings, and they were telling people, man, shelter in place for this weekend. Now, whether or not it hit, I'm not sure. I didn't follow up, but they were telling brothers and sisters down there, be prepared, because they're gonna be facing tornadoes, power outages, the whole nine. Now you got me. I got myself curious. I'm blaming y'all. Wonder if it hit. Uh, Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, see. You know how I am. If I say it, I got to go find it. So I see it here. Tornado watch. Tennessee, Kentucky, Missouri, Arkansas, North Florida, Georgia. Whether or not it hit, I'm not sure. But they've been on watch all week. Okay. See here, tornado watch remains in effect until 11 a.m. Eastern time. Oops, let me get out of there. So, you know, whether it be a situation like that, are you crazy for making sure that you got a little something to hunker down in, or you want to be like the gooks over here, jacked up? Because if the government decides to say, you know what, all bets is off. I mean, we just got through reading. There's gonna be sedition among men, lack of food, bread. There's gonna be invading one another. It's only a matter of time, man, before they just let loose and start busting into each other's doors and homes and trying to eat, because the government ain't gonna feed them. They tell them, man, we worried about the vid. Stand down. And then they're going to start killing them people in the streets. So let's finish this. Under previous measures, one person from every household would be allowed out of their home to buy groceries every 2 days. See, and it's only been getting worse since then. Look at this. Europe has never paid so much for power as costs soar more than 200% to record. This is why we're seeing more unrest going on. It ain't just the vid, it's the lockdowns, it's the mandates, it's the increased prices for power and gas. I mean, you talking about complete world collapse, man. People can't make it and survive under the conditions that's going on right now. And it's only getting worse. Only getting worse. See, Europe is always the petri dish and the sample. Sample this. China, all that, they always are the sample. And then we get to see, we get to watch it, and we say, you know what, man? If that ever came here, I want to be ready. We stay prayed up, we stay faithful, we look at the prophecies, we understand what's going on, and then we already know. Dig in, get in the trenches, and prepare for what's coming our way. I mean, what other type of warnings does the Most High need to show us to say, look, this is I'm warning y'all. This is happening around the globe. It's only a matter of time before that circle comes right to where we're at. Little relief in sight, they're saying. The average cost of power for delivery in the short term is on track to end the year at record levels, rising over 200%. In Germany, France, Spain, and the UK, in the Nordic region, where vast supplies of hydropower tend to cap prices, costs surged 470% from a year earlier. So let's just say your power bill was $200, it's $400 now. Your job isn't giving you supplemental income to cover that cost. You got to figure it out. The crunch is leaving consumers and heavy industrial users with rising bills heading into 2022. Metal smelters from France to Spain have already been forced to curb output, while some fertilizer producers have forced to halt output altogether. Now, if you remember, I covered a story too, where the head of what's the name of that company that does the fertilizers? Begins with a Y. It's escaping me right now. But he was saying that there's a shortage on fertilizer. He was saying that it was going to cost the farmers even more. Farmers is now getting hit with the bills that they can't afford to produce these crops. So that again is going to lead to more famine. And then you got greedy ass Bill Gates buying up all the farmland. He's the largest farmland owner in America. So as he's monopolizing all the land, they're making it hard for the farmers to even survive. So guess who's going to be the one selling us Soylent Green and all kind of madness, GMO plated up food? Yep, you guessed it. So fertilizer producers forced to halt output altogether. Norsk Hydro, majority-owned plant in Slovakia, was the latest casualty, announcing on Thursday that it would further curb production. And there's little relief in sight, even as the year ends with mild weather, easing demand for heat and power. Households are set to face eye-watering price increases next year when wholesale costs get passed on. Industries will also need to grapple with even tighter supplies in January, when about 30% of the French nuclear fleet will be offline. So power, gas, heat, water, fertilizer, food, everything in Europe is going up. There's no end in sight. So we're talking about more famine. We're talking about more scarcity of goods, supply chain failures and breakdowns. What more do we need as a recipe for more sedition, more rioting, more people turning on each other? What more of a cocktail do you need? Me and then everybody still running around here talking about Delta, Okra, and everything else. That's still floating in the air. Wars on the horizons. We see it. Look at this. Supermarket shelves bare in Sydney as the vid isolates staff. Oh, so another country who's under strict lockdown, now they've got bare shelves, not only in China, but in Australia. Sydney ciders are facing empty shelves at some supermarkets as exploding vid cases force a range of staff from truck drivers to warehouse workers into isolation. I mean, these shelves ain't completely stocked over here either. We talked about that last week. How many of all the tested are saying we're needing to go to multiple stores, prepping for the Sabbath, or just going grocery shopping and doing whatever we need to do. Driving out of your way because the prices, 5 miles from the house is cheaper than the one that's 2 blocks away. All the thinking we're saving gas, but you're burning gas, driving further to go get the cheaper gas. Waiting in line at Costco for 40 minutes just to get some gas because it's cheaper. I mean, this is the type of inconveniences that we're all living under right now. Woolworths Group, Ltd., Australia's biggest supermarket operator, said some store deliveries are being delayed, while rival Coles Group, Ltd., said growing numbers of staff are isolating because of household exposure to the vid. A wave of vid infections in New South Wales, Australia's most populous state, is hampering deliveries from major distribution centers to urban supermarkets. The state says the state, which includes Sydney, has recorded more than 100,000 cases in the past 5 days. All righty then. Let's move on. NY reports the highest single day vid deaths since mass jabs began. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me read that again. NY reports its highest single day vid deaths since mass vaccinations began. What is this telling you? Just look at the headline. Ever since mass jabs began, New York has now seen its highest single vid deaths. What's changed? Oh, high mass vaccination. Uh-oh. Let me get rid of this damn bot. Hold on. Get up out of here. See? You see where I'm going with this? The devil's in the details. It's right there. Look at these damn bastards coming back to back. Get rid of one. The other one's waiting right behind. Okay. So NY reports its highest single day vid death since mass jabs began. So is it plausible to believe or think that maybe these mass jabs could be contributing to these vid deaths? Oh, dare I say that? Dare I say that? Oops. Don't flag me, YouTube. I'm just reading. I'm just trying to figure this thing out. In New York, 130 people died due to the vid on Wednesday, 62 of whom were from New York City, according to the uh latest data released by the state. Now we all know that New York has been the poster child for getting jabbed, for the mandates, for restrictions, for everything else. So they're one of the leading states in getting compliance out of the people. Now we're seeing what? Reading on. The total is the largest number since mass jabs began. Currently, over 11,000 people are hospitalized, the highest total since the peak of the pandemic in spring of 2020. Notice what they failed to include there. Do you see what I see? Currently, over 11,000 people are hospitalized, the highest total since the peak of the pandemic in spring of 2020. At all the, I'm chronicling, I'm looking at these articles, y'all watching, looking at them with me, right? At what point in time, when they're talking about hospitalizations, do they not mention that a certain percentage are the unjabbed? They always want to make sure that it's understood. Oh, the hospitals are packed with the unjabbed. The hospitals are overflowing with the unjabbed. It's a pandemic of the unjabbed. Notice here, they conveniently left out. Who is this 11,000 people? What percentages of them are actually poked? Hey, listen, my manager at my job, this cat fully poked and boosted. He been sick 2 weeks now. Can't go to work. Can't listen. And he's working from home. No, he goes to work I think a couple times a week, and he can work from home. He's out of commission. He's been down since the end of December. They said he they hope he'll be back next week. They hope he'll be back next week. That's after getting fully poked and jabbed. Every coworker that I know that got that thing, all of them been sick. All of them done got something. So conveniently, in this particular article, they decided not to say, well, who of these 11,000 people are jabbed up? Because any other time they had no problem taking a jab and saying, oh, this is how many unjabbed that are in here. You guys better get poked up immediately. Notice now they're not saying it. Notice now high death rates ever since these pokes came out. You see where I'm going with this? I'm not gonna have to I don't have to spell it out. Y'all already know. Your brothers and sisters are very intelligent. You know what time it is. You in the spirit. Okay, look at it. Wearing a mask, washing your hands, getting your jab, your second dose, and your booster. We are not defenseless, and these are things you can do to keep yourself and your loved one safe and healthy. See, this is why there's sedition. When you hear Governor Kathy Hochul, Kathy Hochul, that Hochul, that old Hochul, the same one wearing the vaxxed uh necklace. You remember her that sat there in the Brooklyn church talking about you guys are my disciples. Go out and convert the unjabbed at the damn black church. And the coon niggas standing next to her smiling. Yes, boss. Yes. We're going out to do your willing and do your bidding. We're going to get the arms of the brown and black rolled up. The high priestess of the jab, Governor Kathy Hochul, let me make sure I'm saying her name right. Governor Kathy Ho, or is it last name first? Ho, chill, Kathy. That sounds better. Hey Ho, chill, Kathy. Don't mind my thinking, y'all. I'll be having fun with these people's names sometimes. So she pushes the narrative. Wearing a mask, washing your hands, getting your jab, your second dose, and your booster. We're not defenseless, and these things you can do to keep yourself and your loved ones safe. Can I read that headline again? NY reports a single day vid death since mass jabs began, and she's saying keep going. Do y'all see this? All right. What the high priestess say? As we make our way through the winter surge, it is important to keep the well-being of others in mind. Be mindful of how your actions impact others so we can keep our communities open and thriving. Thus saith Governor Kathy Ho Cho. Excuse me. All right, let me move on. Oh, is it not just New York? Highly jabbed up Israel is having a problem too. Israel records its highest daily rise in the vid infections. Israel Health Ministry on Wednesday announced nearly 12,000 new vid cases, constituting the largest daily rise in infections since the beginning of the pandemic nearly 2 years ago. According to the figures, 11,978 new vid cases were detected over the course of Tuesday, surpassing the country's previous record high of 11,344 cases recorded in September last year. Oh, so there seems to be a pandemic of the jabbed. Of course, they're going to say, "Oh, it's because of okra." That's why. Really? Oh, hold on. Let me play this for y'all. Pay attention, y'all. Let me put y'all on to something. Maybe y'all seen it. Maybe you didn't. If you didn't, You're gonna like this. You see it right here. Tap water tests positive for the vid. Oh, you want to see it? Okay, here we go. Now, that's the new test. You have the swabs, and then they have I think you just take the swab and then you put it on you swab it onto the on the little test kit. Those particular tests they work just like pregnancy tests, they say. So, sisters, if you bore seed or whatnot, you know what time it is. You got to go take that into the restroom. You got to do your thing on it. Let it tell you positive or negative results. So this particular test, this is how it works. Watch this. Uh oh. Uh oh. You see what I see? You see what I see? Mm-hmm. It's rising up. Oh, what? Tap water? You don't say. So, oh, 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 you see it down there? You get the picture. You get the picture. And Slow Biden said, "Hey, don't worry, folks. I'm sending everybody free tests. I'm getting everybody. We're gonna get the testing centers up. I know you can't find any right now. It's a shortage and everything else. Don't worry. I got the tests coming, and those are the ones he's getting ready to send. Matter of fact, he said they'll be sending them out starting in January. Well, they ain't out here yet, but we see record rises, huh? And why is talking about deaths? This one's just talking about daily rises of infections. So now we got to even question how reliable are these PCR tests? How reliable are these tests? When you can see stuff like that, and there's other instances of other non-human results going on. I seen the cat do no, this was a DNA test. I seen the cat man swab the damn swab the mouth of his iguana and sent it into one of them damn DNA tests, man. They came back with results saying he was part Ashkenazi, part something. And that was funny to me because they're relating the serpent with Esau, you know. But nonetheless, you see the madness. Water can now, water's got the vid. That's why everything is positive now. As long as that's the case, there's going to be more necessary needs for more mandates, more restrictions, more institution of camps, more military on the streets. They've got to be able to push this whole thing up to where it's to the brink to where there's no escaping. It's a pandemic. Goddamn water. Let's move on. Macron's causes stir as he vows to piss off France's unvaccinated as he's winking. This is why there's sedition and uproars of the people. Their motive is to piss off, is to frustrate, is to make everybody go wild, so that they have a reason to come in, change everything up, and come in with a new world order out of chaos. French President Emmanuel Macron raised eyebrows and provoked a fair amount of shock on Tuesday when he warned people in France yet not jabbed against the vid that he would annoy them by limiting access to key aspects of life in the country. Quote, I don't want to piss the French people off, but as for the non-jabbed, I really want to piss them off. And he will continue to do this to the end. This is the strategy, he told the La Parisienne newspaper in an interview. He added that this would mean limiting as much as possible their access to activities and social life. Don't think it's just going to be France. It's going to be here and everywhere else. Their objective is to frustrate, piss off, limit, get us completely riled up to where they can institute laws like they did in Kazakhstan, shoot without warning. Look at this guy. Up to date. See, now they want to change the language. Up to date shots is encouraged over fully poked. See, it sounds a little bit more feasible. It's a play on words. So instead of saying you're not fully jabbed until you get both pokes and your booster, or your main poke and your Johnson & Johnson booster, they're saying, no, we don't want to say fully V'd. We're just going to call it, you're not up to date on your shots yet. See how they play these damn games? It's no different than how they was handling regular medical issues with immunizations. You ever been to the doctor or your kids to the doctor? One of the first things they ask you, are you up to date on your shots? That's going to be part of the language now. These jabs are going to be part of normal healthcare. Are you up to date on your shots? That means that you have to be fully poked with all contingencies of 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So another lullaby. They're not even talking about being fully jabbed anymore, man. What are you talking about when you bring it up? Hey, they said that being fully jabbed means that you gotta have that. They ain't even saying that no more, man. Nobody's asking if you fully jabbed. It's, are you up to date? See, try to make it play on words so that it makes you, me, and anybody else look crazy because he said you got to be fully jabbed. No, we see what they're trying to do. So that's another way they're going to slide it in there to say, yes, the booster is going to be part of being, quote, up to date. Let's move on. Supreme Court skeptical of Slow Biden's workplace jab rule. So I know plenty of people is sitting back watching this closely, wondering how and when is the Supreme Court going to make a judgment and tell Slow Biden, fall back. These mandates that you got going on, making people get jabbed and doing all this extra stuff to keep their jobs and all this other stuff, man. It ain't working. It ain't cool. It's not constitutional. So forth and so on, man. Waiting for OSHA to come to bat for the people. And little do you know, OSHA done already folded. OSHA done already folded. Many brothers and sisters, man. Y'all seen the mandates is coming out this week. People's getting them notifications. Me and another brother was speaking about it earlier this week. His job already came down on him. Emails is coming out. Because the deadline was what? January 3rd, depending on the job, or the 10th. Some of y'all may have got notifications or have some issues changing on the job come Monday. That lets you know the Supreme Court ain't really moving like they thought. So, I know as much as we want to have some some faith that the Most High shows some favor on here, it's not looking too good. Even though they give you little headlines of hope. Even though they whistling, giving you a little lullaby. Stay woke. Look, fully jabbed and mostly masked, the Supreme Court's conservative majority appeared skeptical Friday of the Biden administration's authority to impose a jab or testing requirement on the nation's large employers. The court seemed more open to separate jab mandate from most healthcare workers. Oh, so it's not everybody. Why are they concerned about the healthcare workers? Because they see that the healthcare industry, hospitals, so forth and so on, are collapsing and overran because healthcare workers is holding them hostage. A lot of them are saying, "I'm out, forget it," and now they're suffering the consequences. So the consideration is for them, not everybody. That's why people have been getting emails and notifications, let it be known things is changing at your jobs and all of that because of what they are instituting. Let's finish up. The arguments in the two cases come at a time of spiking vid cases because of the Okra variant, and the decision Friday by 7 justices to wear masks for the first time while hearing arguments reflected the new phase of the pandemic. And eighth justice, Sonia Sotomayor, a diabetic since childhood, didn't even appear in the courtroom, choosing to remain in her office at the court and take part remotely. Two lawyers representing Ohio and Louisiana argued by telephone after recent vid-19 test, state officials said. So they can't even be in the same courtroom together. This is like a damn, clown court right now. One of the judges, she's in the office because she's paranoid. I mean, she's got diabetes. Okay, she's not playing no games. You got two of the lawyers. They both tested positive for the vid. They got to call in. Does it sound like they really gonna make some progress with this thing? I think not. Look, this is why it's all in vain. Corporations is already complying. They not even looking for a out through the Supreme Court. Remember, Slow Biden said last year, he said when people started pushing the issue going to federal court, he said, I don't care about that. The mandate is going forward. So corporations begin complying with Biden's jab mandate using an internal tracking system. Oh, any internal tracking systems being used, huh? Washington, D.C., January 6th. U.S. companies are preemptively creating the infrastructure to enforce the government's jab mandates. A recent tweet by conservative celebrity Candace Owens spotlighted how Stanley Black & Decker, a Fortune 500 company and one of the largest tool manufacturers in the world, has developed an internal tracking system to monitor its employees' vid jab status. Quote, as we previously communicated in December 22nd to prepare for the enforcement of the OSHA ETS, read a company memo to its workers. All U.S. employees are required to use the jab status tracker by Friday, January 7th, to upload a copy of their vid jab record, indicate that they are in the process of being jabbed, or indicate that they do not intend to get jabbed. So, the purge begins. They want you to be in compliance. They need to start tracking your status. They want to find out who has it, who doesn't have it, and if you plan on getting it, or have you gotten one at least, we need to know. And then once we sift, then we can move to the next level. This is happening everywhere. This is part of the system that Slow Biden has set up. Let's move on. What else is Slow Biden? Yeah, you remember this? It's going into effect this year. Venmo, PayPal, Cash App must report payments of $600 or more to the IRS. So he wants in on that. Your private business, your you online and you get money donations from people for your services, whatever you're doing, your internet content, PayPal, Cash App, you getting that money, anything $600 or more, Slow Biden wants in. They're gonna come through, audit all your damn records. They want to know what's happening. I mean, people Jake shouldn't even be using PayPal anymore anyway, after they already announced that they were going to cut off quote unquote extreme groups, and you know who that means. Uh, hold on. Yeah, I think I covered this already, but nonetheless, y'all can look that up. But the ADL and PayPal is working together to cut off quote unquote extreme groups from using their services. So slow Biden in his campaign, they want in your pockets as well, as if people aren't suffering enough. He wants more money. He wants to drain out your pockets. New year, new tax requirements. The IRS is cracking down on payments received through third-party apps like Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App to ensure those using these networks are paying their fair share of taxes. These platforms, coincidentally, also allow crypto purchases. So people worried about the crypto, they're trying to find a way to get up in that too. The Hash crew discusses the issues of regulation, consumer privacy, and the impact on small businesses. So this is what else is happening this year. The okra upends return to U.S. schools and workplaces just when you think you're getting back to normal. Just when you think you're getting ready to, send the kiddies off back to school. They shutting the schools back down. Remote learning is popping right back up again. And they're all blaming the okra. And don't worry, when the okra's gone, the IAH or whatever that other one was, that's gonna be there. If that don't work, the flu is gonna be here. And they're already talking about how the pandemic with the lockdowns and everything else has severely affected the minds and the education of the youth. In other words, more dumbing down has been happening. And that's all they need is the next generation to completely zombied out and dumbed down. It's already working. Let me see if I can get that up. Hold on. There was there's a couple of different articles on here. They talk about the psychological issues that's been happening, the education, of the children, man, they're learning is all sliding because of these lockdowns. So all that means is, hey, let's continually dumbing them down, and then we'll go ahead and see what ends up happening. So what are they saying? Some school systems around the U.S. extended their Folly Day break Monday or switched back to online instruction because of the explosion of the vid cases, while others pressed ahead in an in-person class with in-person classes amid a seemingly growing sense that Americans will have to learn to coexist with the virus. Caught between pleas from teachers fearful of infection and parents who want their children in class, school districts in cities such as New York, Milwaukee, Chicago, Detroit, and beyond found themselves in a difficult position midway through the academic year because of the super contagious Okra variant. New York City, home of the nation's largest school system, reopened classrooms to roughly 1 million students with a stockpile of take home vid test kits and plans to double the number of random tests done in schools. So they're testing in schools, they're giving them tests at home. Chicago put their in person learning on hold, getting back to normal, huh? I was so excited. Finally, we get the kids back in school again. Here, roll up, get your shot, put your mask on. And then what? You right back at the damn thing again. See, that's how they play you. That's how they playing these games. Give them a little bit, take it away. Give them a little bit, take it away. Give them a little bit, take it away. Let's move on. More than 1,000 LA area police officers, firefighters, paramedics are ill or home quarantine due to the vid. And this is a state that's mandatory pokes for them to keep their jobs. All county workers, city workers, officers, firefighters. Now you got 1,000. So imagine the response times now. Imagine what's going on here in LA. Spokesperson for LA Mayor Eric Gar said he called it an unprecedented surge. I wonder why. I wonder how. Maybe we can read that headline again from about New York having its highest death rate since mass jabs began. Oh, now you got an unprecedented surge after you forced all these cats, man, to roll up to keep their jobs. Something don't smell right. Okay, let's continue on. In cases which the mayor is focused on and working to mitigate, including by authorizing additional overtime funds to cover the shifts of those out sick. You think they want to work extra shifts with these maniacs in the streets? Oh, we'll get you some overtime for those of y'all that ain't sick. Yeah, you was working at 8 hours, and you can work 16 now. Work a double. More than 500 employees of the Los Angeles Police Department, including 416 sworn officers, were at home quarantining as of January 1st after positive tests. The department said in the last week alone, the department has seen 424 new cases. Officials said, hey, and all these cats are supposed to be poked. Look how much that did. Now, unless some of these little maniac Negroes and Hispanics out here that's running rampant up in Beverly Hills and Brentwood and running up in these homes and carjacking and riding through these streets, dumping bullets on each other and all of that. Oh, they really gonna act a damn fool. Shorthanded police, fire departments, paramedics. Good luck. Panic attacks and 20-hour workdays while Philly correctional officers are quitting in droves. You see what happens? Look, and what did they offer? What did they offer them? Oh, we can get you more overtime. Look how that worked for the correction officers. They're working 20-hour days because of this whole thing. When Heather Malloy could not face another 16-hour workday at the Philly Department of Prisons, she started paying her coworker $20 per shift to take her mandatory overtime assignments. And when her adult son commented on her drinking alone at the end of yet another white-knuckled, understaffed shift, that's when she finally decided to quit. So now we're seeing this chick. She's working 20-hour days, having to pay somebody else to work her mandatory overtime, and then when she get off, she's hitting the bottle. And she said, "Man, I'm destroying my life. I got to quit." And they're saying this is happening with officers in droves. In July, after 18 years as a correction officer, Malloy joined an exodus of 25 workers each month who have been leaving jobs at the city jail complex in Northeast Philly during the pandemic. Some, like her, were mid-career workers who had envisioned staying on through retirement. They quit, they told the Inquirer, amid what they described as a mounting mental health and public safety risks. Collapse of society, y'all. It's happening. Look, vid troops deployed to support the NHS in London amid the Okra surge. So not only are they dispersing troops in Minnesota, New York, and other countries, other states here, they're happening in the countries now. So you can be prepared to start seeing more troops. It can become more normalized to see troops in uniform in public places, which can only lead to what? More of a militarized zone, military invasion, lockdown, so forth and so on. You know, they're gonna bots. Let me block their asses out. Hold on. Y'all still awake? Cause y'all go. Some of y'all went to sleep. I see some of y'all done dipped off. No problem. As long as y'all come back and finish up, it's all good. Who sleep? Y'all want me to shut down? I'll shut down. Are y'all sleepy? I mean, it is Friday Night Lights. I told you take your naps if you coming on in here. If y'all sleepy, let me know. We'll wrap it up. But if you're riding, told you strap up. All right. I kind of quiet over there. Some of y'all might be asleep. All right, there go my aquaf right there. All right, Manaf. See, at least me and you up. Well, what's the rest of the excuses? And you what? 2 hours ahead of me? All right, Naftali. All praises. All praises. Okay. All right. Well, the three of us, we'll ride out. It's all good. The rest of the sleepyheads, it's okay. I forgive y'all. You must have not took your naps. It's all right. Just wake up tomorrow, pick up where you left off at, and we good. All right. Make sure that y'all do your brother a favor, man. If you ain't hit the like button, do so, please. I'm old school. You come to the house, you gotta wipe your feet off at the mat first. You know the rules. Wipe your feet off at that mat. I don't be I don't be panhandling too much on you know, on the internet for likes and all the other stuff. But I'm just trying to keep this internet thing going. I'm just trying to keep the algorithms kicking. Oh, all praise, all praise. What you work like what do you call it? Graveyard or a swing shift? That's crucial. That's crucial. All right, let me get focused. All right, all praise. Some of y'all still ride with me. The rest of y'all just left the damn YouTube playing and you catching Z's. No problem. I hear some of y'all snoring. I hear some of y'all. It's all right. Let me go on. All right. So troops is out there. London, not only here. So now we're seeing the militarization of certain cities, certain countries is already happening. All right. If they ain't on the streets trying to, protect the interests of their governments from these rebellious and seditious um, outbreaks of riotings, they're in the hospitals trying to help fight off the vid. But troops is out. Frustrated. They can't get the vid test. Americans go about their lives. So for those of you or us that need to go out and get your test to travel, to go to school, to go to work, if you haven't noticed, if your jobs aren't providing them, if you got to get them yourself to go visit, Auntie Sheila at the hospital, you can't get in without that test. Guess what you got to do? You got to go stand in that long ass line to go get your test, or you just go to CVS, go to Walmart. Oh, they're not there. Oh, so yeah, people are frustrated. And now, if you look at the logic, if you're dealing with the contact tracing and all that, right? You're standing in line with, let's say, 100 people. You stand in line 45 minutes to an hour. Everybody's in that line. Well, most of the people is in that line trying to see whether or not they got the damn thing. So if you're dealing by the rules of contact tracing, you were in contact with if the person in front of you tested positive, you've been in contact with somebody who tested positive for the vid. It doesn't even matter what your test says. By the rules that they lay in place, you're automatically supposed to go quarantine because you got in contact with somebody who had it. You see how they're setting up a whole super spreader event? They're telling everybody go get tested. And then you're saying, well, okay, fine, I'll go get my test. Sorry, we don't have any more. So now you're asked out. Oh, you're not gonna make that flight, or you're not gonna make it to the job because you can't find the test because your job said, look, we're not supplying tests no more, and things have changed. You got to buy your own and all that other stuff because that's coming. Then they set you up and go stand in these lines, and you around all these damn people who probably got it or might got it or who knows what. You see, by default, you're already infected. See how this whole thing works? So they got people out here being frustrated, fighting in line, and doing all kind of madness because they can't find these tests. That's why Slow Biden jumped out talking about, I'm going to supply 1 billion tests, and we're going to get more testing sites up, and we're going to send them free tests at home. Yeah, the same ones that you can run some water under, and they're gonna say you're positive. Miss me, I'm cool. I mean, these maniacs is wild. But that's the game that we in, y'all. Uh Bayan, my late night hype brother. Okay. Bayan, I know you a night owl. All praises, man. You up? It's 1 o'clock over there, huh? Third shift, 5 to 5. Ooh wee. Hold on. 5 to 5. That's 12 hours. What kind of damn shift you working? That is wild. 5 in the evening to 5 a.m. How many days a week you work? You better not say 5. Cause you're gonna definitely have to show me the whip marks on your back. Good lord. 5 to 5 every day. Put your days, please. I, I need to see what's really happening. Okay, let me get focused. Get out. 6 days a week, 12 hours. I know you ain't working tonight. This is Shabbat. You better not be working. But 12-hour days, 6 days a week. Now I'm saying that with amazement, but I've worked that shift, or not that shift, but I've worked those hours, 5 a.m. to like 5 p.m. I've worked those hours before for a while too, in times past. So I'm saying it in shock, but not that hour, 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. Yeah, that's pretty crucial. I work 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. The exact opposite, but 6 days a week. Good lord. All right, my sister. Let me get focused. Praying for you. That's rough. Uh, but see, isn't that what we read earlier? Second Ezra 15 about complaining all day to the Most High, wondering when this is gonna be over with. You said new model change automotive industry. Okay, so you working on all of the new you dealing with them damn electric cars. Everything's going EV pretty soon. So yeah, no wonder they got the hammer down. They're trying to get everything on electric vehicles by 2030. That's the new agenda. They're trying to get rid of the gas cars and all of that. Y'all know what time it is. All right, let me get back. Look, Kamala Harris, she's still struggling to keep her damn um uh her office intact. As Jakes keep leaving like every other week. And notice all the people that are leaving her campaign is all Jakes. And they all are leaving going to the Congressional Black Caucus. Why? Because they start sitting in there and they saying, hold on, you're not one of us. And you ain't got the black agenda at all in your heart or in your mind. Oh, so now they realize, oh yeah, the same woman that's married to the Revelation 2 and 9 cat, right? Same one, she's East Indian. She ain't black. She run around here acting like she black, masquerading. She run same thing Obama was doing. They throwing these damn chameleons. And now once you get some Jakes around her, they like, wait a minute. You're not with us and you're not for us. You ain't got the agenda straight. We're out of here. Look, and where do they go? They're going to Congressional Black Caucus. That lets you know that is more agenda driven. They know that this little heathen broad, man, she out here acting like she ain't with us. We out of here. It took all that for a Negro to wake up. You wasn't paying attention when everybody was exposing her heathen ass. No, you wasn't paying attention. You thought she was gonna get you in. Look at this. Is there anyone left? Top uh Kamala Harris aide confirms he's leaving to join the Congressional Black Caucus of Staff. Exodus continues as her approval rating plummets to just 32%. Vince Evans confirmed he is leaving Vice President Kamala Harris's office to take an executive director role with the Congressional Black Caucus. Comes in the midst of a staff exodus from Harris' office following several reports of a toxic work environment and bully mentality from the vice president. Harris bully mentality. I mean, she's in it showing face that I'm better than you. That's where that comes from. That's the heathen in her. Harris former chief person Simone Sanders left at the end of 2021. Ashley Etienne, Harris's former communication director, left in November. Peter Vels, currently director of press operations for Harris, has also told those in the vice president office he plans to leave. I mean, what's going on over there? Ain't nobody happy, nobody satisfied, nobody believes in the vision, ain't nobody believing in her. 32%. This whole thing is crumbling down. That's why we said earlier, America's bound to fall. Democracy, leave it to John Adams. He said, hey, democracy is going to eventually commit suicide. This thing is out of here. Let me see. Oh, 2025. Yeah. Well, that's even faster. I know Audi done already committed. Ford is on deck. There's a few companies that's already saying they're going electric. So yeah, you're right. No wonder they putting a smash down on y'all. All right. I got it. So let's look at this. Bitcoin, other cryptos, slide as global stocks fall on a hawkish Fed in minutes. So we're looking at also the collapse of the economy again. Stocks plummeting, crypto falling. That's all been happening. CEOs retiring or quitting. What's the cat's name? Damn. Tim Pool, I believe. He's over there with Apple. He just got paid out $100-some-odd million. He's about to sell off $700-something million worth of his stock, they were saying. They're all preparing for a collapse eventually. Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies fell sharply on Thursday as hawkish minutes from the Federal Reserve December meeting hit global risk assets. Expectations of less monetary policy support and higher interest rates sent stocks lower on Wednesday. The sell-off filtered through to cryptocurrencies. So they're acknowledging everything crashing. Everything's faltering. There's no safe haven, man. Even though the so-called white man is pushing for this cashless society, that's going to be under his guidelines. He wants the Fed coin to be the dictated policy as far as uh, monetary concerns is. He don't want the rebellious Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all them other ones, Dogecoin, and all the other little meme coins. He's not going to allow those particular assets of currency to exist until he can legally get his hands in there, or illegally. Doesn't matter to him. He's coming in. So the Federal Reserve went in and put a whole little twist on everything, moving forward with the market, helped drop the crypto market, helped drop the stock markets. That's why when Aladar was saying, "Hey, I'm trying to get what I can out of my 401k before they take it all, because nothing's guaranteed. As long as it's wish washing in the gambling and the what do you call it? Because pretty much stocks ain't nothing but high stakes gambling, white collar gambling. You know what I'm saying? So, and people just playing roulette with the bank, putting their monies in the banks, putting their monies in the stocks, putting their monies in the crypto. Man, our enemies control it all. So there is no rest haven of finance anywhere. He controls it all. When he wants it to dip, he's gonna drop it. When he wants it to go up, he's gonna drop it. When everything started looking bad for America, he just increases his debt ceiling, says, hey, give me some more money. Give me more credit. I'm good for it. I'll just get it back once I, snatch this money up from the people. Don't worry. I'll pay you back. He's telling that to the Federal Reserve, which is a private bank. Private bank. Owned by the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, and all them other cats. So they're manipulating the markets. Bitcoin's in trouble. But look at this. Got to be careful now. Money meltdown. Bitcoin predicted to crash in 2022 as experts warn crypto investors to pull out. See, this is where you got to be careful, because we don't know. We don't know. Hey, shalom, Ashar. Yeah, you know what? If you was on Facebook, I can't see. The only comments I can see in the chat is anything that comes to YouTube, man. So if you want to interact, always come to YouTube. I be trying to, sometimes I forget to remind brothers and sisters. Some of y'all be on Facebook sometimes. Whoever gets notified through Facebook, I know my Facebook is pretty much blacked out. It's only select people that check on me and see what's happening. Other than that, and nobody gets notified on Facebook too much. But nonetheless, if you're on Facebook, I can't see your comments. I'm not ignoring you. Just jump over to YouTube, just like you did. All praises. But nonetheless, you just gotta be careful with Esau. And I'm not saying, I ain't dabbled in the market or experimenting a little bit with the crypto and all of that. I'm not gonna, sit out here in front, but I ain't no damn fool either. I don't put my faith in this madness like that. Um, but check this out. Let me read this first. Because you know, an asset and a method that it can be used for your benefit or our benefit, and then there's times it's not. But if you look at this, Sirach 5:15. Am I sharing? Okay. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or small. So when you see Esau out there manipulating the markets and stuff like that, right? So when he says this, hey, there's going to be a big meltdown. Bitcoin is going to crash. That could also be a method to where Esau forces people to sell theirs off, which is going to drop the price of Bitcoin. And then all of these big time corporations and these cats with the money, the billionaire tech owners and all, they're going to come in, buy it up cheap, raise up the price. And when you done sold it, you're out the game. They're going to take over it now. That's what I think. That's my particular opinion on what this particular headline is meaning. They're going to try to force and tell everybody, hey, sell off. It's going to crash, man. Get rid of it while you can. People's going to cash out. They're going to panic sell this. It's going to be over with. And then guess what? They're going to slide in and buy it up cheap, raise up the price again because the value is going to be back up because they done bought it all up. And now you can't buy no more. Or they're right. And as we're seeing the headlines of the previous article, it's dipping, it's crashing. Maybe it continues on the rest of the year. I'm more of the believer of it's a tactic to push out the bottom feeders and those who's been making a nice little killing off of this thing. Get rid of them, and they're gonna come in and buy it all up. So you gotta be careful, man. You gotta watch this damn bastard, man, because he ain't gonna let Jakes win too long. Because if you notice, man, during the pandemic, a lot of Jakes start really realizing and experimenting out and trying to find other means of wealth that the so-called white man has been dealing with and the heathen have been dealing with and getting paid off of for years on end. I remember hearing about Bitcoin maybe like 7-8 years ago. I had no idea what it was. I thought it was some video game, some old tech coin. I'm like, what is that gonna do? I wish I knew about that. I was smart enough to understand what the hell was going on back then when I first started hearing about it. But then again, maybe I don't because who knows? People say once you get some money, you know what you're gonna do and all that other stuff. You don't know because you ain't been in that position and you don't know the spirits that come along with it, man. I could have fell off the damn zone. Got a nice little chunk of change, money all of a sudden. Who knows what type of spirit could have came up over me? And the amount of temptations and things that could have befell me, I could have been gone. So maybe I don't. Let me take that back. Maybe I don't wish I knew about it. Because you never know, man. Like Biggie said, more money, more problems. I'm a firm believer of that. I'm a firm believer of that. All right, let me close this out with y'all. Hey, but why? What's up, Ike? Shalom, shalom. Uh, let me finish this up. Hold on. Look at this. At least 7 historically black colleges received bomb threats. That's going on. Howard University and at least 6 other historically black colleges and universities received bomb threats on Tuesday, prompting evacuations and law enforcement investigations, according to school officials. I mean, Howard University can't catch a break. They got bad pipes, rats, roaches, all kind of madness going on at that school, man. Underdeveloped, they ain't getting no funding. If you haven't noticed, man, they pretty much trying to shut down all the HBCUs. The last thing that they got left is the athletics. They got Deion Sanders over there, Jackson State. Is it Jackson State? I believe it's Jackson State. To bring some awareness and bring some celebrity over there. He's starting to get some higher level recruits. They're trying to see if they can get him over there. There was just a brother. No, that wasn't a black college. My bad. I was thinking of another thing. But they're trying to persuade the elite high school athletes to go to the black colleges to start taking away from these big universities. The problem is the HBCUs is mainly funded by the damn white man. White man wins all the time. You be thinking, oh man, come over here, man. Forget them white schools, man. You come over here to HBCU. Meanwhile, they got big donors that's over there, funding funding these schools, man. That's why they're starting to let the white kids been coming. White kids been popping up in these damn HBCUs for the longest now. They got white professors in there and all of that. Now they're getting bomb threats. They're trying to get rid of the whole state of a black college. So here you see it. So they slow Biden and took away the funding. They got, like I said earlier, $1.7 million or something like billion. Was it a billion? That couldn't have been a billion. I think it was 1.7. I can't remember the amount. Let me just double check. I don't want to give y'all fake facts. What was it? Yeah, it was billion. Okay. Uh, so yeah, he had promised him 45 billion and dropped down to two billion. It was really like 1.7. So they're losing. They lost their fund. Lost damn near $43 billion in funding. They're getting bomb threats, busted pipes, rats and roaches, and everything else going on at the dormitories and the universities of Howard in particular. See, Negro can't win. You thinking, man? I gotta go to school. I gotta get over here to this HBCU, man. Gotta support my people. That thing is washed up. Okay, driving the news. In addition to Howard, the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, Florida, Memorial University, Norfolk State University, North Carolina Central University, Prairie View, A&M University in Texas, and Xavier University of Louisiana all reported bomb threats. The threats, which prompted evacuations by students and faculty, have since been cleared and no bombs were found. Just the threat alone. Now they're gonna have them go scared to go back to school. They already had to get poked up just to go back to school, just to come back to deal with bomb threats. I mean, Jay can't catch a break. All right, for the beef eaters, man, 28,000 pounds of ground beef was recalled in 7 states, including California. E. coli fear is on the table. Okay, what's it say? I'm trying to get right to the point. The raw ground beef items being recalled by Interstate Meat District Incorporated were produced on December 20th, 2021, and were sold by Albertsons, Kroger, Walmart, and Wineco. These items were shipped to retail locations in Arizona, California, Nevada, Oregon, Utah, Washington, and Wyoming. I don't know where everybody's at in that's tuning in to this channel, but if you're in any of those states, and between December 20th and now, if you bought some ground beef from Albertsons or Kroger's or Walmart, take that back because the meat has been recalled, y'all. All right, meat's been recalled. E. coli is out there, but they're gonna say that it's the okra. You get sick. They're gonna say, "Oh yeah, that's the okra you got." You know, it's not E. coli. You'll be all right. All right, let's wrap it up. Americans gonna be forced to draw on their savings in 2022, so they're already acknowledging that the economy is only gonna get worse. People are going to have to go to their savings accounts. And you know that they say on average, most people have less than $500 of savings anyway. So really, how much could they really be drawing on? Let's see. Average American less than $500. Let me see. Am I making that up? Am I making that up? I told you my memory is fade me, but I still got a little something in the tank. What's that say? CNN, money. Majority of Americans don't have $500 in savings. See, your brother don't be making stuff up. And here they are telling everyone that, hey, be prepared. You're going to be forced to draw on your savings this year because the economy is going to be so jacked up because of it, inflation, shrinkflation, gas, all the Asians, they're all coming in. Okay. In 2022, Americans are going to be dipping into their savings as pandemic related support for Congress and Federal Reserve recedes. Uh oh. Did you? Okay, maybe you got to read it. You got to read into this a little bit. Pandemic related support. That means, some jobs were given COVID care. You was getting days off from work. That's out of here. Your extra little stimulus money. That's out of here. The extra money they was giving for EBT benefits and SNAP benefits, giving you extra money for groceries, that's out of here. They're going to be diminishing all of those federal safety nets. That's going to be diminishing. So they're going to say, listen, we're broke. You're going to have to figure it out. And maybe you got enough money in your savings to continue on getting you through this year. Maybe we'll pull it out, we'll pull it around. Maybe 2023 we'll get back on track. But you're gonna have to make way for the rest of the year. Hopefully you got some savings. Negro don't know nothing about saving. You just seen majority of Americans got less than $500 in the bank that they can go draw on to survive with. $500 ain't going nowhere nowadays. A family of four can spend that at the grocery store in a matter of hours. Food for a week and a half, maybe. So can they survive? Or you say, well, I'll just go to my Bitcoin. I'm gonna cash that out. Well, that's dipping and dodging. Your stocks is going down, everything. So it's letting us know, strap in for a rough financial year. Okay. Despite what the maniacs on YouTube and all of the crypto guys and all of the stock guys and everybody else are telling you, oh, this is gonna be great. We got this thing covered. Nobody knows. Because the ones who's pushing the buttons are the ones that they're not sharing all their insider trade secrets with us. All right. Let me close this out. I keep saying that. We've been on for a couple of hours now. And I know some of y'all got to go to bed. All right. Motorists have been stranded on a major interstate in Virginia since last night. Earlier in this week, man, I-95, people was froze out. This is another reason why y'all should always have a little water in your car, maybe a couple little snacks, extra jacket if you're living in these particular climates, right? Maybe an extra pair of socks or something like that. Have your little bug out bag in your backpack because I-95, that thing was so snowed out, snow jam packed, people could not move. And you know what happened? They said that some people who did have some food, they were sharing with some of the drivers that were stuck. People had to turn their cars on and off, trying to preserve gas. Oh, because they wanted to turn the heaters on. Freezing temperatures was happening over there in Virginia. That was crucial. Oh, I ain't got to go to bed. It's early for me. It's 10:30. Some of y'all is up 1:30, 2 o'clock. I try to be considerate. But hey, if y'all up, I can still keep going. I got plenty. You the night owl. So it's only the night owls can hang on Friday night lights. So I respect y'all. It's the other ones that kind of fell off of the chat. That's got their mouths open right now. drooling. That's what I'm talking about. Those are the ones who just left the YouTube on, left the TV on, and they just sitting back, fighting with the Sandman, and they're losing. All right, so this is why I say, man, have a little bug out bag in your car, because you never know, especially in these particular climates. Out where I'm at, we don't have to deal with this type of madness. But some of y'all that's in them particular climates where you can deal with snowstorms and deal with this madness, you better have something to get by with, just to get by with. Because if you seen that whole little pile up on the I-95 and that cold ass weather and people was stranded and couldn't move, you ain't getting that. Or if you think you was close enough to your exit that you could leave your car and you walk in that snow, hey, more power to you. But you better have something in the car that's going to take you on that journey. Otherwise, you're going to sit. So numerous motorists have been stranded from Monday into Tuesday on Interstate 95 in Eastern Virginia. Some for well over a dozen hours because of a severe winter storm that sent authorities scrambling to clear paths to get them out. The vehicles were stuck on portions of a 50-mile stretch of I-95 in the Fredericksburg area between Richmond and Washington, D.C., partly because of disabled trucks blocking the way in snowy, icy conditions, the Virginia Department of Transportation said. Drivers have described turning their engines on for a time to heat up, turning them off to conserve fuel, and sharing food and supplies with one another as crews try to clear trucks blocking the way after they were unable to continue in ice and snow. Robots is back. So you think they're worried about Negroes quitting? Think they worried about, walking off? No, that's the plan. Robotics can take over. Okay. Robots are filling in staff shortages at some Bay Area hotels with no tips expected. See, the service industry is always going to be the first ones to suffer. And who's always doing that? Smiling in your face, welcoming you in, carrying your bags, washing your room, cleaning your rooms up, and all of that? Blacks and Hispanics. Hotels, like restaurants, have been hard pressed to provide attentive service due to staffing shortages during the pandemic. In Silicon Valley, robots are filling the gap to the surprise and delight of guests. This is how the Radisson Sunnyvale is dealing with staffing shortages. A guest would like a soft drink delivered to the room. In the past, someone from the front desk or sometimes even a general manager might step up. Now, this robot, designed by Saviak and Campbell, will handle the task. They're in this kind of crunch mode where the higher paid staff are filling in for things that, frankly, robots can do, said Saviak CEO Steve Cousins. The robot needs to be trained only once to navigate the lobby and hallways. It even has been adapted to call for an elevator once inside. It can press the destination floor. Hotel corridors can be tricky to navigate even for humans with housekeeping carts and other guests. So, look, we're seeing the rise of these robots now. I'm gonna do maybe on the next DSTM. I'm gonna do a short, little, quick one that I'm gonna involve the uh, the robots. They got the Moxie, little Moxie robot. They got the damn near I forgot what they're calling them now, but the ones that damn near look like iRobot, real facial expressions, man, holding conversations in the whole nine. They're all on the move. Yeah, stay your butt in the house. Yeah, yeah, as you should. I've been out there and I've been back east in the Midwest before, and that snow's kicking, and that ice gets on the road, and the cars get to sliding and all of that, and man, y'all be dealing with some stuff. We got our own issues, but learning how to drive on that damn ice, where your cars be sliding all over the dang place because the asphalt freezes over. Walking and being careful because you can slide and slip and slide on the damn sidewalk. I'm seeing people sliding and falling, bumping, falling on their ass, and all of that. And I'm trying not to follow them. But yeah, it's a whole nother monster out there. All right, that's it. I made it. We made it. All praises. All praise, honor, glory to the Most High, man. Uh, for the night owls, man, salute to y'all. Y'all know how to stay up. You know what Friday Night Lights is about. You prepared yourselves. You stayed up. You took your naps. It's all good. All right. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, man. Hopefully this was edifying. Everybody got some meat or a little something to eat tonight, and you can go to bed tonight with a good Sabbath night's rest. Get up tomorrow, feel refreshed, continue on your rest. Make sure that you continually fear the Most High. Keep these commandments. Don't ever shoot the messenger. You hear me? Don't do it. Hey, but not Bayan, all praises, man. All praises to the Most High. You out there dealing with ice right now? No, miss me. I'm cool. I thought it was New Year's though. Is it not New Year? Dead of winter? Give me a damn break, man. Y'all stay warm if you out there, man. Bayan praying for you, Act. The rest of y'all, man, be well. Most I permit. I'll see you again on the next DSTM. We'll be on number 74, y'all. Number 74. Have a blessed Shabbat. All right. Shalom.